You there, I sit in judgment of you.
Riddle me this. But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Hadouken!
I'm combining the stun ray with the force energy power.
Your soul is mine.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
Force the club! Tyrannosaurus! The soul is mine.
Or the stone pudding or something. I mix up some herbs and I come up with a dandy glass of this bicarbonate of fig leaf.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Always winterize your pants. Your soul is mine.
Your powers combined.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Why so serious?
Riddle me this.
Haven't had a lot of company in a long time, but if I were expecting some, I'd whip up a really substantial meal. You see how strong I am? From eating all this stuff.
俺はスーパーベジータだ。
Force the club! Tyrannosaurus! Your soul is mine.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Hadouken!
Your powers combined.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
What are you going to do, Space Ghost? I'm combining the stun ray with the force energy power.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Your soul is mine. Riddle me this. Why so serious? Force the club! Tyrannosaurus! Always winterize your pants.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, you there, I sit in judgment of you.
Why so serious? Hadouken!
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Your soul is mine.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
By your powers combined.
Riddle me this.
俺はスーパーベジータだ。
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
What are you going to do, Space Ghost? I'm combining the stun ray with the force energy power.
Always winterize your pants. Your soul is mine.
By your powers combined.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, you there, I sit in judgment of you.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Always winterize your pants.
Or the stone pudding or something. I mix up some herbs and I come up with a dandy glass of this bicarbonate of fig leaf.
Riddle me this.
Your soul is mine.
By your powers combined,
Hadouken! Why so serious?
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
俺はスーパーベジータだ。
Riddle me this. SoulProvider.
Your soul is mine.
Yo, what is up guys? Soul from the Nerd Pill. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications because YouTube is just terrible with their shit and it helps a lot. So you can stay updated. Also, join the Discord server, the Oasis. The links are in the description. The Otaku Jump Podcast episode 18, the month of August. We're almost there to the fall season of the year. Can't wait, man. There's a lot of stuff going on in September and October. Hope you guys are having a good summer and being safe. Hope you guys are having a good weekend as well. Shout out to the chat, the early birds, Golden Eagle, what's going on? The Knights Palace, what's up? Spirit, what's up? Spirit, shout out to Spirit, part of the chat mafia. With my co-host, what's going on? Eisen, what's up?
What's good? What's good? Just ready to talk about all this news that's going on and, have a good show.
All right, what's going on in Mega?
Otaku Jump, let's go!
Okay. And don't forget, the podcast is available on Anchor, Spotify, all those other formats are in the description as well. If you don't, if you prefer that, those options are there. And also you can check the podcast on the playback if you missed today's episode. So let's go ahead and check the polls. So our last poll was what is the best Marvel TV show so far? You can mention other ones in the comments. A total of 39 votes. So this one was interesting. We had a tiebreaker on the poll. So we have Loki with 36%, Hawkeye with 5%. Not surprised there. Moon Knight with 36%. Shout out to, Moon Knight was good. Shout out to the Moon Knight. Miss Marvel only 3%. And then we had What If with 21%. Total 39 votes. So that actually makes a lot of sense. This poll makes a lot of sense. Moon Knight was great. Loved it. There might be a season 2, but I'm not sure because it was a limited series. Loki season 2 is definitely coming, based on what we heard from Comic-Con, so that's coming. What If season 2 is coming, and What If was pretty good, but Miss Marvel, a lot of people, it is what it is. It wasn't that good. I don't know. Hawkeye and Miss Marvel are pretty weak shows. What do you think, Eisen, on the votes?
I guess I really don't have much on them. I guess, hey, not a whole lot to take away from it for me. Just because I just most of them, it is what it is, man. Most of them weren't, pretty bad. So
Yeah, right. What do you think, Make, about the recent Disney shows? What do you think?
Kind of interested, but at the same time, I don't know. That Andor got me kind of just like, all right, this should be good. I guess I'm just very
Precautious?
bit cautious and yet speculative. A bit, So.
Yeah, I hear you on that because it's been there's a lot of highs and lows with Disney and what they've been doing with these shows. So I totally understand that. But yeah, Andor's coming out this year along with Mandalorian season 3. We got past what was it? Obi-Wan, and I think next up is She-Hulk and Andor. But She-Hulk's coming first. So on the other poll we had, what is the best PlayStation console? I put this out like today, a couple hours ago. 28 votes so far. You can still vote. Go ahead and vote if you haven't already. So this one's interesting. So we had 4% was PlayStation 1, the first PlayStation, 4%. PS2 actually won the whole poll with 43%. PS3 only 7%, which I'm kind of shocked by that. PS4 29% and PS5 18%. Now obviously PS5 is not going to be that high because it's still a new console. PS2 was great, definitely PS2 good old days with the PS2. Enjoyed the hell out of that console. I've enjoyed all the consoles from PS1 all the way to PS5. Actually, PS3 was great too. Although we had the microwave PS3. I think the big ass PS3, the original console, was huge. But what do you think, Eisen, about the PS5 consoles?
I get the reason for PS5. It doesn't have any games on it right now.
Nope.
So that's understandable. The PS1, I never owned it. I never really liked the controller for it. It was a little too small.
Okay.
for these big hands I got, so I never cared for it. So the first one I got was the PlayStation 2. I actually did enjoy that one, and I skipped the PS3 to the PS4, which it was my favorite one for all of them. I haven't got the PS5 yet. I really don't need to with Steam, but I think those two leading the way, it seems pretty accurate to me.
Yeah, that's true. And what do you think, Make, about the PlayStation consoles?
I can see for sure PlayStation 1 kind of topping them all because it's like the origin of PlayStation. But me personally, I think the only PlayStation I didn't buy was 3. For some reason, I think I was just getting into more different things at that time in my life. But I had PS1, I had PS2, 3 I skipped on, 4 I got later on during a time almost when it felt like, wow, I got the PS4 and now all of a sudden PS5 is coming out. But I ended up getting the PS4 Slim.
Okay.
So for the most part, I don't know. PlayStation's been a definitely a staple in a Blurred's heart. But
yeah, man.
I even crossed over and I purchased an Xbox. I had the big old but like you said, almost like they building refrigerators or all that.
Oh, you mean the first Xbox?
Yeah, I had the one with the big old X.
That
and
thing
the
was
green
huge. Yeah, that heavy ass controller.
Man, somewhere you just like, if
like
someone breaks into my house, I can just launch this thing at it, and I'm pretty
man.
sure it'll nail them.
Yo, you're right. That's a damn weapon, that controller.
Oh yeah.
I like that controller. It fit perfectly in my hands. I love that controller.
Man, that shit was just like, golly, man.
You picked it up and you tried, like, people would be like, "Oh, just bring it over," and you like, "Shit, let me do some squats real quick." Like,
For real, man. That
get
shit.
ready to lift it.
Man, dude, I remember, shout out to the old, like, Japanese games on PlayStation. I remember, like, Dragon Ball Final Bout, Dragon Ball, like, Ultimate Battle, Dragon Ball Legends on the PS1. And, like, you had to buy the imported game, and, like, you had to, like, put, like, some little...
And you have to boot it or something?
Yeah,
like
you had to, like, you had to boot it in some weird way, man. Talk about nostalgic, man.
I wasn't going through all that. I went to a place in Los Angeles, I forget the name of that store. They just had just nothing but Japanese imports. But I settled for just going there on maybe a weekend and just like go ahead, because they didn't mind anybody hanging out and just, hey, you want to play it? I was like, I'm not about to go get the boot and all that stuff. I was glad that they had that service there. But yeah, you could play like all the Dragon Ball games that other than I believe the only PlayStation 1 Dragon Ball game was GT, and people.
Yeah, like, that was Final Bout. That was the same game.
Final Bout. Yeah.
Man, dude. Okay, we gotta get to these articles, man. I could do nostalgic all day, but I mean, anytime I think about this stuff, man, good times though, man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah, go ahead, Eisen, with the DC 10-year plan.
Yeah, basically I got this from IGN, but basically Warner Brothers Discovery's CEO David Zaslav announced that there will be a codified plan for the future of DC movies. So basically about their future, basically they're trying to emulate things, basically what the MC universe did, and having a set of movies to streamline everything to where they link together to make this whole universe of movies to where all the characters and everything links together to make a storyline. So I think that's one of the reasons why Batgirl was canceled, even though the movie was almost finished. I think I guess they felt it wasn't just going to fit in with what they were trying to do with this, and basically he stated it's going to they're doing a reset and it's going to follow a 10-year plan, basically similar to what Kevin Feige has done. What I'm interested to see is where they're going to go with this. Is first of all, is Henry Cavill still going to be Superman? What they're going to do with that? What they're going to do about the rainbow criminal they got on their hands? What they're going to do about this? How they're going to push this out to the public? I mean, I think they haven't even addressed that really, about what they're going to do with the Flash. I mean, because I think it's personally, I think it's a movie you're going to have to scrap and start all over again on. And then you got the new Aquaman. So we're going to see what happens. I'm going to say, look, don't expect too much. Don't have a whole lot of hope. Expect the least and hope for the best out of this. Just on what we're seeing with movies and everything now. Don't get your hopes up. But that's all I got.
Yeah, man. This week's been crazy on DC, man. Like, I don't know how many. Like, dude, there's literally like maybe 10 plus articles on DC, but I didn't just want to spam DC all through the podcast. It's been hella bad, man. Like, this was a good one because I saw this too. Like, they want to reset DC, so then you got to think about, like you said, Henry Cavill. You got to think about Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot. You got to think about the confusion that they did with Ben Affleck going back into Aquaman 2, and what the hell about Robert Peterson's Batman? Like,
right?
It's such a fucking mess right now, man.
And one more thing I did forget, that basically, and this is why I knew I was not gonna like this movie. They're basically gonna try. It seems like they're gonna try and tie in Joker, Folie Du, with this whole universe. So, like I said, that's why I knew that there never needed to be another freaking Joker movie. Joaquin Phoenix, that Joker was a great standalone on its own. To tie this in, it makes no sense, and it to me, it really, it really, what's the word I'm looking for? It belittles what the first movie has done now, because it wasn't, you know, it was away from that whole universe thing with Batman and all of that.
Oh wait, okay.
Is what made it so great.
So you're saying that
it's going to diminish the first movie.
So the new Joker sequel is going to be into the 10-year plan?
Yeah.
Okay, so
that's what I'm getting.
But is the 10-year plan, is that DCU is not the 10-year plan? Is it just called DC now, or DC movies, DC films, or do we have a name? I don't even know yet. But I don't think
right now. Yeah,
I don't think DCU is the 10-year plan though. Maybe they're gonna call it something else. I don't know. But you're saying so Joker? Well, that's gonna be crazy, man. And then not just that, you gotta think about Blue Beetle, because Blue Beetle, I think, finished production. What the fuck with that? I'm like, what the hell? Like, is that gonna go into the 10-year plan now, or because remember it says they're gonna reset and then the 10-year plan starts, I think, right?
Well, they're resetting now.
Yeah. So what the fuck with Blue Beetle?
So that's what I'm saying. We don't know, but all we know is that I think that they're focusing on the core. They're going to focus on the core as far as with. I mean, you have to, if that's what you're doing. You have to focus on Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, and everything after that. But also it looks like they're committed to Aquaman. My whole thing is, what the elephant in the room is, what the hell are you going to do with this Flash shit?
Oh man, dude, there's so much money that's being wasted.
Yeah.
I mean, so Gal Gadot, the Aquaman actor, I guess, and Ben. So if Joker's gonna be in a new 10-year plan, what about Batman with Robert Pattinson? I mean, how is that versus Ben Affleck's Batman?
Yeah.
And then
is it gonna? Yeah, which Batman is it gonna be? Yeah.
And then Michael Keaton's Batman. So. It's gonna be a mess, but let me go to Omega though. Omega, my bad. Go ahead, Omega. What do you think?
I don't know. You guys did such damn good at covering it. I almost have nothing to to say. Shoot, I'm just gonna have to sit this one out.
Oh, okay.
You guys covered it.
Yeah. No worries.
But I think for the 10-year plan, like similar, just okay. DC is I don't know. DC might just eventually like kind of come neck and neck with them, because they've been trying to play catch up for the longest. So
right.
Yeah.
And that was a mistake, because they tried to shortcut the blueprint that MCU did, and now they're trying to do it the right way, you know?
Yeah, it is good to see that, but I don't know. I think Marvel's titles that are probably going to come out are just, you know what I'm saying? Like when you see a regular horse race,
yeah,
and you be like, oh, that horse is going to win, like, and then just from the third row back, you just start see him gaining, you know, so.
But
we'll see. Yeah.
I will say, I think if they do these movies right, you know, they're doing this complete reset. If they're doing this and they bring out good movies, they got a chance.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. They got a chance.
Yeah, they got a chance.
They got a chance of crapping on the MC universe and Disney right now, because, I mean, let's be honest, the only thing anybody's really ready to see right now is Spider-Man. And that's Sony.
Yeah.
And if they're able to do stuff with that with Marvel and all that, cool. But that's the only saving grace they got right now. Everything else is crap.
So totally agree.
And just so you know, they scrapped Batgirl, and the film was already allegedly costing $90 million. So it's like, damn, you know what?
You know what? Let me go. In fact, that's the next article. So let me go back to Batgirl, because you just gave me the alley-oop. So yeah, Batgirl did get canceled. There were so many articles about it getting canceled. Looked like they wasted, like you said, maybe 70 to 100 million, and that's even before marketing, right?
Yeah.
So
that's before it's even finished.
Imagine,
it's ridiculous.
Imagine. So they saved money, not marketing, but then I'm wondering, like, did the actors get a certain cut? Even, I mean, they still acted technically, right?
Hopefully they were doing that.
Yeah, hopefully they get a cut. But it said that there's rumors that the film was axed due to poor quality. So it looks like there was like a screening done about Batgirl, and I guess maybe people didn't like it or something. And now everything is fucking scrapped. So I think Michael Keaton's Batman was supposed to be connected to this in the same movie.
Yes.
So that's now gone. I have no idea why this was canceled. And then when it got canceled, it was trending. I think it was trending like, oh, bring back Batgirl or whatever, because people wanted to see it. I mean, I wasn't really hyped, but I'm like, hey, it might be good. Let's try it out, right? But it's just, this could have been something good. But I did hear there was a little bit of rainbow stuff going on in the movie. I don't know. I heard something about that. I don't know what if that's true, but it's sad though, because this could have been a good thing to have. And then looks like they were confused whether to put it in theaters or whether to put it on HBO Max. And then that's another thing too. HBO Max is pretty much gone too. I think that's going to be out of the way too. There was another article on HBO Max say that they're gonna and we have another article on DC, but what do y'all think about this Batgirl real quick? Well, then we'll move on to the next one. What do y'all think? Isaac?
I just want to know how horrible was it? I mean,
it flopped. Like,
yeah, I mean, because I'm a pretty harsh critic. I wondered how horrible it was because, and I mean, and I can see why it would have cost $90 million. I mean, you had Leslie Grace, who was going to be the Batwoman, and then J.K. Simmons, Brendan Fraser, and Michael Keaton. Those are all accomplished actors to where they have to pay them something. So, I mean, it just. I mean, how? I mean, God, it just goes to show that writing for TV and movies has gotten so terrible because they have inexperienced, untalented people creating a bunch of trash. It's bad. So
yeah, and don't forget the CW with their. I mean, they just got sold for $0. So I mean, I don't know. DC's just taking a big hit this whole week. What do you think, Omega, about Batgirl being canceled?
Better to cut your losses down than impede further destruction.
Yeah, and
they made a good call. I mean, yeah. But it's just like one L after another. But I went into this actually wanting to see possibly something better for the Bat franchise, you know what I'm saying? So I had my somewhat okay, Batwoman flop. Let's see if this does better. So
right, and then who knows? I mean, Blue Beetle may get canceled too. I mean, and then with The Rock's Black Adam, I mean, the dude. That's another thing, the Comic-Con thing, man, dude. DC took an L at Comic-Con, too. These guys took an L there, too. These guys had Rock to say, basically say, I'm going to be the DCU, and then Henry Cavill didn't attend, and that's all they had to promote was this Black Adam, and they had the Shazam, a sequel, and that's about it. Like, well,
I think that was a huge letdown.
Yeah, MCU.
Maybe Flash.
Oh, okay, yeah, maybe something about Flash, but then MCU had a whole fucking diagram, like charts, and like this is what's gonna happen in the next couple of years. Like that shit. And here's the thing: what's weird about DC is right, their animated movies are on point. Like their animated movies have been always good, right? But when it comes to live action and just like live movies, like what the hell, like
crushed it in that area, like.
But they're animated
one after another too.
And then because the upcoming Green Lantern film, that looks like it's going to be good. But I don't know, man.
They've got trash writers when it comes to live action. Let's call it what it is. It's trash. I mean, you're getting brand new people in with no experience and haven't learned how to actually write quality storylines. And on top of it, the content they're doing it for, they don't even give a damn about the content. So how can you make great great stories in these movies? But Dorian Deere sent a super chat.
Yeah, I was about to say. So what's going on, Dorian? He says it was about to go triple cardboard. That's why they canceled it. Spirit said that.
All right. Thanks, Dorian.
Spirit said Batgirl was a strong black woman. Spirit, surprisingly, I would say that Batwoman was a strong black woman. Not Batgirl, because Batwoman was fucking crazy. That show was cringe. They made Goku a black thuggo and shit. What's going on, Eric? He says Michael Keaton is pissed. Yeah, I'm sure of it, man. I'm sure of it. All right, let's move on to the next one. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of DC stuff. This ain't gonna lie. But go ahead, Omega, with Sandman.
Okay, I'll be covering Netflix Sandman. It premieres a dream come true for comic book fans. So not only comic book fans, but it's he's been in comics and he's also had his own novels. This is almost on the level of what I would even say a sort of the Eldritch kind of these beings from another realm kind of thing going on there. I've read some of the comics and I am familiar with them, but I won't go too much in detail about the episodes itself, but just more of the folklore. So the Sandman, of course, the god of dreams, those that sleep within the unconscious realm and subconscious, he's the king of it. Build his own kingdom, has his own respective between what are dreams and what are nightmares. This character is quite imposing on even the DC realm, because it's not just it. And okay, I'll share just a brief of the season one. You get more of a feeling that this is not your run-of-the-mill of a superhero, or this comes along the lines of what I would say almost as a Lovecraftian entity. You know, just the name itself of a dream. You know, of order, what comes of death and obsession. You know, but I think a lot of people are going to be able to see that this is not only kind of mesmerizing in a way, but it also touches on the things of like what really is sleep. You know, what consists of a dream, or what is even a lie that we believe that is a truth, or a truth that gives way into the lies that one could tell themselves, but in reality is not. I'll go more into depth of what the Sandman is. So he's the construct of what they call the Endless, and the Endless are a family of somewhat, which their own respective realms. And we have, you know, war, we have death, we have, and these are all names, but you know, as on the human realm, we just think of them as just things of what usually happens. But this person, well, let me not describe him as a person. That's almost like disrespecting him. It's almost like a god in a sense. But it's amazing that even with dreams and nightmares, human beings can still, in some, it's astonishing to me off the bat. So I think a lot of people will enjoy this, but they'll probably go into it thinking like, oh, this might be like a horror, you know, or quest thing. But it's kind of like showing more of the human aspect of what an entity would deal with our world from its realm. Because I mean, definitely, it's like, I think I'm in the 4th episode right now. So, FYI, I recommend people strap themselves in for when the Sandman goes to hell, because that is unnervingly kind of somewhat, I don't want to say cringy somewhat, but it's philosophical in a way that two entities still have to have somewhat respect for each other, because these are things that have known each other when existence or reality was at its primal stage, at its more of youthful, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's my take on it. Please give this a shot. I really enjoyed it from season one, and the graphics, the kind of murkiness, coldness of it. I mean, just similar if you were to watch a DC film, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard about it a while ago. I actually, it's on my watch list. I'm probably gonna check it out this week while I'm working. And it looks like on Rotten Tomato, 85% critic, 88 audience. So it looks like most people are giving it props. So this might be one of a hit title for this month. I'm definitely gonna check it out. I have no idea what it's about, so I'm really gonna be watching this blind and to see how it goes. But it looks like the critics and the fans are liking it. So if both like it, I mean that's definitely a good sign. But that's all I got to say about it. What do you? How about you, Eisen? Anything?
I really don't have anything. I mean, if we're gonna do something, I'll try and check it out. I really don't know anything about it, so
yeah, I'm definitely
definitely
look into it.
I'll just add one more last thing. It makes you look like I started looking at sand a different way that when I started looking at the comic books, because it's just like the element of itself stands the test of time. If you just have a clump of sand in your hand and you drop it, its molecular structure is still within the winds, so it's remarkable the things that because his name is Morpheus. Don't get it mixed up with the Marvel Morpheus. But yeah, his original name is Morpheus. But it's amazing that someone with the access of being endless and a human being trying to make it talk to you, it's like, well, you're a human. Like, I could just wait you out. You know what I'm saying? But you'll get that on the first season.
All right, man. I'm gonna check it out literally like Monday. Shout out to J Wolf. What's going on, Wolf? AKA
what's good, J Wolf?
The Wolfman. If you're coming in, be sure to like the video. All right. Go ahead, Eisen, with Star Wars. More sad news.
I'm not gonna say it's sad news, but anyways, we'll go there. So basically, a new report came from journalist Jason Schreier. Claims that the remake of BioWare Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, they're experiencing major development troubles, resulting in the game being put on pause indefinitely. Last September, they announced that they were going to be remaking the game, and it was going to be an exclusive to PS5 and PC. But the developer asked for me that's been quiet about what's going on, and we haven't heard anything. So basically, it's been on pause after two of the game's directors were fired. Design director Brad Prince and art director Jason Miner, both fired this month, I believe. No, it was last month in July. So it's in limbo right now. But I'm going to say, I think doggone it's done. It should be done, because from what I've seen, you had people already working on it. They never played the first game and didn't care. So they were just gonna trash on the legacy of such a great game. I'm gonna be honest. I'm tired of putting these people, on great games and remaking things and doing things that they have no interest in what came before. So they don't even care about putting out a quality product.
Yeah,
that's what I got.
And KOTOR, once again, I mean, keeps having to say this, and I'm always going to say it. KOTOR 1 and 2 are like the de facto Star Wars games of like ever. I mean, it's such a great time on the Xbox. I think it was exclusive to the Xbox, right? Back in the days.
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, here we go, nostalgic. Here we go, nostalgic once again. Man, y'all remember when you actually had like a game booklet manual, and that shit could be like pages long, 30 pages?
Yeah.
Oh man, woo, good times, man. But yeah, sucks to hear. I played KOTOR many times. It's still available on the PC. So if you haven't played it, if you're trying to wait for this, I just say get it on PC. But if it's gonna be like maybe Final Fantasy remake, you know, I would probably play it again. Why not? But you know, I think there's really no excuse here. And then this also shows that the gaming industry, working in the gaming industry, I don't know if it's even worth it, because it seems to be just a lot of fuckery. You know, people layoffs. You're going like company to company after a project's done. I mean, you really got to have like thick skin, it seems to be, in this industry. That's what it seems to be. But that's my quick thoughts. What do you think, Omega?
Oh, it does bring back some nostalgia, but you know, you gotta, like you said, you gotta have some scones in in this in that business. So yeah.
I guess another
for the
thing
most
is,
part.
go ahead.
Oh yeah, go ahead. No, you were gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Another thing is, like, if you haven't played KOTOR, and I wonder what audience is this for? I guess are they trying to get like maybe a new gamers to play the game? Maybe to see, hey, if people buy it, hey, let's make a KOTOR 3. Like, I think they're trying to test the interest of the fans based on, you know, whenever this game was gonna come out, who's buying it. Kind of like Virtua Fighter 5 that came out on PS5. What was it, last year? They're trying to test the fan base to see, oh, do people still care about Virtua Fighters? Do people still care about KOTOR? So, but go ahead.
Or it could just be just supposed to anyone trying to come out with anything sci-fi. They just at the top of it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's I think it's just a cool angle to get more people involved with what the old Republic had to offer, and I mean it was a hella dope ass game. So yeah,
dude, it was, and along with
it did so well. I think they're in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. Along with shout out to Eisen, he put me on Star Wars Old Republic. That shit was dope. Man, I enjoyed that shit.
Awesome. Man, you got to get back on. It ain't over yet.
Man, there's too many games. I got to play other stuff. Too many games. I'm playing Xenoblade 3 right now. And then, shit, Fallen Order 2 comes out what is it? Oh, wait, next year. That's next year. Never mind. Shout out to Golden Eagle with the super chat. He says, I like the fact that you could be more good, bad, Jedi, Sith based on decisions you made during the game. Yeah, I love that stuff. You know, I always went towards the dark side. I didn't care about the damn Jedi side. The Jedi side was boring to me. I always liked going dark. But yeah, I loved those decisions, and of course, it actually had a lot of influence on your whole party too. So, you know, you could literally turn everyone into a Sith. That shit was fun, man. It definitely was fun, and you can still do that in the Old Republic Star Wars MMO too. If you're interested, I mean, I'd definitely check it out. I mean, that shit was addicting. Anything else on Star Wars, people?
Nah, I think we got it. We nailed it.
Alrighty. Next up,
lightsaber that shit.
So, manga publishers sue manga pirate website for a $14.2 million. Goddamn. So,
goddamn.
Japanese manga publishers Shueisha, Kodokawa, and Shoga Kokan have filed a lawsuit against the pirate website Manga Mura for 1.9 billion yen. The estimated damages are only for 14 mangas, including One Piece, Kingdom, Overlord, Musho Tensei, and Shingen Ashura. The site launched in 2016. According to Japan's Content Overseas of Coda, the website received 620 million visitors. Damn. Between 2017 and 2018, causing about, let's around 3 billion worth of damage to the copyright holders. The website was shut down in 2018 after the Japanese government asked the internet providers to block access to the pirate site. The creator, Sho Shino, was residing in the Philippines. The Philippine Bureau of Immigration arrested him in 2019 and handed him over to Japan authorities. Woo! They declared the 29-year-old website owner guilty of copyright just last year, and he was fined 10 million yen, $91,000, and sentenced to 3 years in prison. He also ordered to give back all the revenue he earned, from the website, which was about let's just say 565,000 US dollars. Whew, 26-year-old dude, and his associate was another 24-year-old female. Man, dude. So, I mean, the piracy is real, but when you get caught, nigga, god damn, you're taking an L. like that L was big. But look at the bag he got, right? 620 million visitors? Like, man, that's actually fire numbers right there. But he took the L, but it is what it is on that one. I mean, I just thought that was so much. That was a lot. But what do you think, Eisen? Anything on this one?
Man, look, you cannot play with them Japanese folks and their creations. Man, these folks are not playing. Keep trying to pirate their stuff if you want to. I mean, they are ruthless about getting their money, and you being contracted to be able to use their content. Them folks do not play. Do it at your own risk.
Right. What do you think of Manga?
Yo, they went fucking Jubei fucking Kiwakami on his ass. God damn. Yo, they, like you said, the reward might be sweet now, but if they get your ass, they Japanese buzz on his ass. Oh,
okay. How about this?
This is a good example.
How about this? Plot twist. He's in prison.
Okay.
And he gets motivated to create his own manga or something.
You know what? That's turning a negative into a positive. So I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like, who knows if it made so much money? This guy is like probably a millionaire now. So, but and also, you're in jail, so you got nothing but time.
Right. Hopefully you can get a pencil and a notebook. I'm just saying, start writing your own manga. Might as well. You got so many ideas from your damn pirate side.
Yeah, you got. Exactly, bro. Exactly.
Look at Dorian. Dorian and shit. He says, "Yeah."
Okay, I guess. Okay, we'll trade Omega Dreads for this guy then. How about that?
Okay, let me see.
This is just an amazing example that these people work hard for their stuff, and like I said, they catch your ass, you gonna pay. So shout out to Japan. Now Japan ain't nothing to fuck with.
Right. I mean, that's what it is. I think Eisen locked up. I think he'll be back shortly. Dorian S, how many years is he getting? Let me see. Let me go back down. So he was sentenced for 3 years in prison. So,
what? If this guy is not like, if it's just an example thing, he might just do a year or 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I know a year is a long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it is proving a point that they're not gonna fuck around and you rip them off like that. you gonna pay either way. You gonna pay.
Mm-hmm. All right. So while we're waiting for Eisen, you can go ahead and do this. This is your other article on the video games per state, popular video games in each state.
Yeah. So hold on real quick. I wanted to actually pull that up on my end. Yeah, so I thought this was kind of interesting, and at first, we got nostalgia stuff like Atari burst into like living rooms of the, in the 1970s, mid 80s, and I used to always kind of ponder that, what states like what the most, you know what I'm saying? Like, is that even a factor? So this caught my eye. So I'm just gonna go through the list. Okay. So the most popular video games by state: Alabama, Grand Theft Auto V. I should say 5. Alaska, God of War. Arizona, Grand Theft Auto 5. Arkansas, Horizon Zero Dawn. And you know what? when I got to Arkansas, I was like, they got hunting out there, so I could kind of see that game could be popular. California, God of War. Colorado, Elden Ring. Connecticut. Now this one threw me for a loop, but I guess it's so maybe just hot right now. But Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge. Delaware got the same thing.
Okay.
The District of Columbia, Hades.
They're still playing Hades? Wow.
Right? Like, I mean, Hades is a good game, right? But I didn't think it had that long of staying power. But I'll continue. Florida, Portal. Georgia, Grand Theft Auto. Hawaii, Doom.
And you
Idaho.
you can skip around too. You don't have to go through the whole list.
Oh, okay. So, oh yeah, it's long. But, okay, I'm looking at the list right now, and what I'm actually seeing is like a lot of like the southern states is Grand Theft Auto.
Why you think that is though?
No. But it's something that got to do with the cars and peeling off, and you know what I'm saying? It's got. I honestly believe it's just the customization of vehicles, other than the rampage you can kind of do.
Yo, man, this is like basically like who's taking the L state list. Like, yo, South Carolina Tomb Raider, really? Oklahoma Tomb Raider,
right?
What are y'all doing? Okay, Bioshock. Okay, not bad. Okay, go ahead.
Look at South Dakota. Final Fantasy. What is that? 7, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the remake?
Hey, y'all.
What?
It might be the remake.
Oh, Eisen, you're back.
I don't know if it'd be.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
But
my bad. I get for some reason Discord acted up on me. I had to completely restart everything.
Damn.
I couldn't hear y'all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we hear you now though. You're good.
Cool.
But yeah, from this list, I swear Grand Theft Auto got like almost the most. You know what? One kind of threw me for a loop. Wyoming Cyberpunk 2077.
That is weird.
2077. That is weird.
Not a bad game though. It's just Project Red took a L with that shit, but it was a good game. It was fun.
Yeah, I mean maybe I don't know. Is Wyoming getting more into tech, maybe, or is like a tech booming?
I don't know.
Like when I think Wyoming, I almost wanted to say like
Valleys
should
and
be Red Dead,
like
Redemption, or
yeah, right.
You know,
or like Elder Scrolls, or
maybe
something.
Tomb Raider. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I don't know.
But I will say this list is very interesting, and it's I want to say like all of them do Fortnite. Come on, let's be fair. All of these cities would be like Fortnite.
Yeah, that's true. Wait, there could be. Of course, it's going to be a longer list, right? If they're covering every single game being played in every state, because these are all offline games, right? For the most part, they're not. They didn't include multiplayer.
For most of them, I think they're all offline, but some of them, like with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I think that's even popular itself because more than it's a beat 'em up, so more people in your household can play. Also, you can play online with your friends, but I found another thing that's interesting is Washington and Hawaii Doom. Like people play Doom like crazy. These are the top ones in Washington and Hawaii.
Those are some weird trends, man. But the GTA 5 makes a lot of sense, though. I mean, that's a pretty big game. And now, alley-oop onto the next article, which is GTA. So, GTA 6 will reportedly feature a first female playable character and add new cities over time. The game will apparently feature 2 playable leads, influenced by Bonnie and Clyde. So, the GTA 6, of course, reported that a female character will be playable in its campaign, and that they'll be adding more locations over time through updates. As part of the report on Rockstar by Bloomberg, Sources close to the studio discussed a new female character who will be Latina. The character will reportedly be part of a pair of bank robbers in a story influenced by Bonnie and Clyde. Well, so I guess you can kind of predict what's going to happen to these people. Female protagonists have previously only been available as custom characters in GTA Online, never in the game's single-player campaign. Co-founder Dan Houser, who left the company, and indicated that the company was thinking about a female lead back in 2013. The report indicates that the launch version of GTA 6 will begin with Miami and surrounding areas, but will be updated with new missions and cities on a regular basis. The launch version already includes more interior locations than any GTA game previously. So, GTA 6, is it, I guess, GTA 6 the woke version, or are they just hopefully just following a story? Like, there's really nothing wrong having a female character. So it looks like one's going to be male and female. Fair enough. I mean, I don't think anyone cares as long as the story's cool, the gameplay's fun. You know, GTA is a very addicting game. I mean, we just saw the other article. People are still playing GTA 5, so there's GTA Online community. So it's a big community, right? So I don't think anyone's going to say, oh my god, a female character. Like, by now, people have gotten used to female characters in games. I'm just glad this is not like a only one protagonist female-led game. Like, I'm kind of tired of that. You know, we got the Tomb Raiders, we got the Horizon Zero Dawns, and all that stuff. So I'm glad that at least you have a partner. Okay, one's, you know, Clyde, Bonnie, and Clyde, whatever. Cool. As long as the story's good, the gameplay is fun, it's addicting gameplay. You know, it's open for all of the community of Rockstar to join in. I see no problem with it, right? That's my thoughts. I think it's going to be a crazy addicting, and I can't imagine playing this on, I don't even know what to play it on, PS5 or PC. It's going to be insane. But I could see some people, oh my god, a female character, oh my god, let's freak out. Like, I don't think it's that serious. But what do you think, Eisen?
Yeah, it's not really that serious. Yes, I do agree. They're just putting it in there just to be. I do think they're putting it in there just to be putting it in there, for social praise and all that. I mean, let's be honest. How many chicks really play these types of games? I'm not saying there's none, but how many really do? If it's good, if the story and game is good, it'll be all right.
Yeah, and let's compare this to Cyberpunk, right? Look, but the the character customization in that game was like crazy. Like, you could be male, female, or just some other type of species in that game. So, you know, it's whatever. But what do you think, Omega? Any thoughts? GTA 6?
My thoughts are I'm very excited for it. And to somewhat degree, to me, for it to have its first female playable character, let's admit it's groundbreaking for the series. We've never had that, so it is something new, right? Mm-hmm. And new is not that bad, you know. For the most part, I'm more like focus on, is the story good?
Right, exactly.
Like, is the gameplay good? The graphics look phenomenal from what you showed us, you know? So if the story is great, the what is it? The hell, if the side missions are amazing, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing I used to always think about Grand Theft Auto, is that the side missions were astonishing. Like, you didn't have to do them, but you pretty much you missed out if you did. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you didn't, you know. So yeah, for the most part, that's where I'm gonna stick with that. Is like, yeah, great. I mean, you mentioned even Tomb Raider, and Tomb Raider was the shit. It's still awesome to me. All the new ones that have came out. Anybody remember Chainsaw Lollipop?
Yeah, I remember that game, but I never played it. But I
That
remember
game was the shit. I'm like, I was like, damn, for a main character like that, she was the best at killing zombies.
Shit, we have fucking Bayonetta. That's a female-led game. So we have
Bayonetta. Oh my god, it's combos galore. Is it? I know most people would say like, yeah, that's definitely Dante's equivalent, right?
Right. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but this thing has a wonderful story and great graphics and more in depth back and forth between the male and female character. I'd say it's great.
Yeah, I think we're all on the same page on that. I mean, that's just kind of just common sense,
Yeah.
But so we have reached our intermission. We're gonna be back after a quick commercial break. If you just came in, be sure to like the video, subscribe, click the bell for all notification and updates, and we'll be right back after this commercial break. Tune in.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, "You there, I sit in judgment of you"?
Riddle me this. But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Hadouken!
Combining the sun ray with the force energy power.
Your soul is mine.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file detected.
Or the stone pudding or something. I mix up some herbs and I come up with a dandy glass of this bicarbonate of fig leaf.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Always winterize your pants. Your soul is mine.
Your powers combined.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file detected.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Why so serious?
Riddle me this.
Haven't had a lot of company in a long time, but if I were expecting some, I'd whip up a really substantial meal. You see how strong I am? From eating all of this stuff.
俺はスーパーベジータ
Your soul is mine.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Hadouken!
Your powers combined.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file detected.
Combining the stun ray with the force energy power.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Your soul is mine.
Riddle me this.
Why so serious? Always winterize your pants.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, "You there, I sit in judgment of you"?
Why so serious? Hadouken!
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Your soul is mine.
seem to be well grounded in the case file.
By your powers combined, riddle me this.
But there could be more to the gaze than meets the eye.
What are you going to do, Space Ghost? I'm combining the stun ray with the force energy power.
Always winterize your pants. Your soul.
By your powers combined,
Hadouken! Why so serious?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, you there, I sit in judgment of you.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file.
But there could be more to the gaze than meets the eye.
Always winterize your pants.
or the stone pudding or something, I mix up some herbs and I come up with a dandy glass of this bicarbonate of fig leaf.
Yo, what is up? Soul from the Nerdfield. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, click the bell for notifications. We're back on episode 18 of Otaku Jump Podcast. Hope you guys are doing good. Here are my co-hosts, Aizen and Manga. If you missed the first half, you can watch us on the playback, where the podcast is on, of course, the channel. You can watch it on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor, all those other formats will be in the description. All right. So, Golden Eagle, I answered your question in the chat. You were asking about the God of War games. I mean, you could pretty much play, I'd say just pretty much play 1, 2, 3, and 4, just the main games. I mean, you don't really have to worry about the side games, but I'd say the main games are all pretty good. I think there was a God of War collection on, I think that was on PS4, shit. So, but I would still say play them. They're all good, you know. But let's get back into it, shall we? So this will be our last DC related article here. It's been a lot, I know. Let me see. Shout out to and also shout out to before we start this article, shout out to Citizen Lou. Shout out to Citizen Lou, and also shout out to the Trap Nerds podcast. I saw the Trap Nerds podcast actually here in Texas. They were at a convention I was attending. Shout out to them. I saw them there. They're actually another Blurred podcast that they go live on like iHeartRadio and other audio formats. And I saw them there. They go and go to different conventions and go to different cities and stuff. And I was like, oh shit, that is lit. So shout out to the Trap Nerds podcast. It's just good to see other Blurred podcasts out there talking about what we love best, man. So shout out to them. That was really dope to see them there, man. That was really dope. So more HBO news, sadly. So HBO Max faces a massive scripted content gut with 70% staff reduction. New reports suggest that Warner Bros. Will be laying off 70% of its HBO Max staff as the company slashes scripted content development. According to the Wrap, HBO development is expected to be especially hard hit with layoffs, with two sources placing the amount of dev staff cuts at 70%. Everyone in Warner Bros. Discovery is nervous at the moment, and they're starting to look at alternative job options in case they get the axe, revealed a company insider. Sounds like they're not doing the HBO Max scripted shows anymore, with HBO taking over to less scripted shows overall. Reports surrounding the future HBO Max and its exclusive scripted content began circulating after Warner Bros. Canceled the planned release of Batgirl. So, like I said, this industry, man, it can be hard hitting, not just the games, but also the movie and TV realm. So 70% layoffs. That's a lot of jobs, a lot of people with incomes, salaries, families, and stuff. I definitely don't support that, but HBO and DC, man, y'all need to get it together. Right? So HBO Max, I guess it's going to be like redesigned and just be like regular HBO now, apparently. So you're talking about less scripted shows. So that means that if you have a subscription right now, like I do, basically means you're getting less content. Which, if you're going to give us less content, you better lower the damn price too, bitch. What the fuck? You better lower that subscription price. I don't know how much it is. I think it's like, what, $7, $11 or something. But you better make that thing cheaper if it's less shows. So that's my thoughts. Any thoughts, Eisen?
Hey, I gotta say, I mean, like I was talking about with bad writing and stories and script, that's what it's all coming down to. It's terrible, just terrible writing in everything. Movies, these streaming TV shows. I mean, then with the stream exclusive TV shows, they're only doing like 8 episodes. It's almost difficult to even craft a compelling storyline in an 8-episode season. So it's just bad all the way around.
What do you think of Manga?
I'm thinking, my evil brain, if we can make them pay more or less, then we win. That's HBO Max.
They're the ones talking about. They're the ones talking about lowering the content. So, if that's the case, lower that sub price.
Exactly. You said it absolutely fair on your end as being the subscriber. Why do I pay more for less?
Right.
But like I said, on their end, it's if they like us that much, we can still keep our same rates and have them pay more for less.
Citizen Loot said, I thought HBO was winning the streaming wars. Good question. Who is winning? Because I guess basically like when a show is about to auction, they basically like auction their show, and I guess different companies kind of bid for what to get on their platform. So that's an interesting. I wish there would be like I could probably look that website up maybe later to see like how that actually works. But I guess it's pretty much a bid war between companies. But is HBO winning? I don't know, because remember they had you remember that other platform they had that was like basically like DC related like hero shows, then they got it canceled. Forgot what that platform was called, but it was almost like the same thing. So this is not yeah, this is not their first time taking an L when it came to the streaming services. So Lou says, I want a refund from the whole Game of Thrones series. yeah, right. Yeah, right. That'd be funny. Dorian says, all you need is a streaming website. Yeah, that's true. I mean, shout out to the Putlocker Gang. You guys know what it is. If you know what Putlocker Gang is, you guys already know, though. You already know. Shout out to the Putlocker Gang. If you're out there, the guy, we be streaming. I mean, that's how I survived college. Shout out to Putlocker. If you know, you know. If you know Putlocker, you know. So shout out to the Putlocker Gang in the house. But yeah, man, this is another L for DC. Anything else on this one? Or we can move on.
And we can move on.
Yeah, we can move on.
Alrighty. So we got some fight gaming news. So there is Evo this weekend. So this is today's actually Evo Day 2. So the only seems like the only announcement Dory said stop stitching. Okay. The only announcement that I've seen so far is that so the King of Fighters got a couple announcements. It looks like developers took the stage. Let me see. Go down to the. So basically, it's saying that they finally confirmed another season of DLC for King of Fighters, and also have slated to roll out on Sunday. And then he said Samurai Showdown, which released back in 2019, will be getting rollback netcode for online play on almost all consoles. It says developers are aiming for spring 2023 for this update and will be available to all platforms, say for the Nintendo Switch due to technical limitations. There goes Nintendo again. So we're getting rollback netcode for Samurai Showdown, and DLC is coming for King of Fighters. So, more good news for the King of Fighters community. They're actually on Evo right now, doing matches, so shout out to them. I tried King of Fighters 15, and I just couldn't stomach it. It was just, the inputs are fucking kicking my ass, man. So I didn't get to enjoy it. But shout out to the people that, maybe you did. Shout out to those guys who enjoy King of Fighters and Samurai Showdown. Anything on this, Aizen? Oh, and this is also basically rapid fire too, but anything on this, Aizen?
No, not really, because I don't know. I really don't know much about Samurai Showdown. I heard of it, but I never played it.
Mm-hmm. Omega, what do you think? Because I know you might have had some game time with these.
I haven't played this Samurai Showdown. This is the more up to date one, right?
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah. It looks dope though. Like I like some of the new mechanics that they add to the game. But I've definitely played like Samurai Showdown, Samurai Showdown 2 and 3 and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty impressive. Great stuff. Yeah, the inputs for King of Fighters can drive you insane.
Seriously.
It's like quarter circle back forward, 360, quarter circle back forward, reverse. Like it might. And there's another thing is I like the uniqueness of it though, because they try to be a step above what Street Fighter was, because some of those inputs are just very easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But there's quite very complicated. Like there's moves within, like how you have your special move.
Yeah.
You can do a special move, but then there's like another move within there that you get like an extra damage hit. Or I've even seen some command lists where it looked like, wait, this is a move that connects to this move, and if you don't do it at this right time, then you don't get the move. Like godly.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be overwhelming, but yeah, this is I like the whole thing of the embrace of the rollback. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Also, there's crossplay for King of Fighters as well, so that's good. So now the player base can do matches with everyone who's playing on the platform. So that's also good. So shout out to the developers. I mean, and we're gonna go to the next one, which is I just want to show you guys the Steam stats, man, for DNF Duel, and this is kind of depressing. Like, there's a lot of depressing news, man. So DNF Duel came out like not too long ago. I mean, since the summer, right, basically. And the all-time peak was 12,000 players, right, which is pretty good, right? And now it's only like 400 players playing like daily, on a daily basis, man. Like, this shit sucks. And I know like anime-based fighters don't get a lot of like props and stuff. Like, it's hard for them. Lawrence, what's going on? It's hard for these games to survive compared to like Tekken, Street Fighter, stuff like that. But I just wanted to show you how fucking low these numbers were for DNF Duel, man. And I even checked Tekken. Like, Tekken is not doing too bad. Let me see. Tekken is not doing too bad, but it's still fucking low. So okay, well, Tekken's actually high, maybe because of Evo right now. But this goes to show you that some games just don't last. And I'm having a blast with DNF Duel, but 400 players playing right now, and you think about it, it just came out this summer. I mean, I don't know if this game's gonna survive next year, so I just wanted to show you guys that it just sucks to see a game that just came out, which looks like it was doing well, but it looks like the fighting game community was playing, but it just didn't, the momentum, it just was just really quick, very high, and then boom, it went low. So just wanted to show you that. I don't know if you guys play DNF Duel. Any thoughts on that one? Okay, Omega, anything?
No, I don't. the results are telling though, because it Tekken 7 and yeah, that shit's still going hard.
Okay, and Lawrence, what's going on, man?
Shalom. Shalom to
Oh,
everybody on the
right.
panel. Shalom to everybody in the chat. Hope everything's going well.
Going good, man. Good to hear from you. Good to hear from you.
Kazam player. Kazam.
So now that you're back, I want to get to your article about Eric Julie's Repiverse. If you want to go ahead and start off on this one.
Okay, jump right in. Sure.
Yep.
I'm assuming everybody on the panel is familiar with Eric's YouTube channel, Young Ripper, and all that good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, we actually talked about this comic book on the last episode, but you weren't here, so this is good that you we could get your opinion.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's not much I can add to it that you guys probably didn't already cross. Of course, you've got a whole bunch of people, quote unquote, as they call themselves, not me, themselves, from the left side, who are upset that he was as successful as he was. Primarily because they think he represents all the negative aspects of society. If you're not left, you ain't right. Not to be funny with that. What's interesting is that I'm not sure how many of you knew this, but he raised the funding and he started to get everything ready for mailings. And there was a moment which he actually highlighted on his channel about a week and a half after, where PayPal literally took a chunk of that money that people paid for his book for and wouldn't give it to him. And he was still trying to resolve it. If he's resolved it since then, I don't know. But I guess PayPal was listening to everyone else about how he's this, how he's that, which he absolutely is not. Right wing, racist, blah 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 blah. But so that's what he went through. So he had a chunk of people who paid for the book that he couldn't send out because PayPal took the money, wouldn't return it to him. And he made a video letting them know that, this is not about me. I didn't take your money. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. PayPal literally has your money. And he made an argument that he doesn't understand that, you paid for a product through PayPal. PayPal has no right to decide whether or not you should get that product based on whatever concept or theories they're using. You know what I mean? It's like me coming to you to buy your car. I paid you, I gave you the money for the car, so somebody else can't come up and tell me, well, because I don't like who you bought the car from, I'm going to keep the money instead. You understand what I'm saying? It's just, but that's the last I knew of that. The campaign, without doubt, is historical. I think as an independent creator, publisher, whatever you want to name him, Indiegogo platform, never seen anything like this before. My last count was 2.4 million. I think he made.
Yeah, he's at like 3.2 million now. I think 3.3 or so.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. The last I heard was 2.4, and then someone told me he was pushing hard at 3. So this is huge, and I don't mean to go social on this, but it's not just a big thing for an independent creator. It's a huge thing for a Black creator. I mean to say the least. I mean, we can't ignore that either. So yeah, I wish him all the very best. I truly do. Like I said, I don't know how many people know in the chat, but I've talked to the dude. He's a solid brother. There's nothing I can say. Like I said, except I wish him the very best, and all blessings to him. That's all I got on that.
Do you see yourself buying the comic and maybe you seeing yourself buying the comic maybe and reading it?
What kind of question is that?
Hey, I had to ask.
He's put me on the spot. Let me.
I'm actually
yes or no. Either way, it's okay with me.
Purchase it, but I think it's on his website. He has a website.
Yeah, I know. Let's just say I have more than one. How about that?
All right, that's cool. Oh shit! Knights Palace. You a Texas? You a Dallas dude too? I guess you say he's in my city. I mean, we're in the same city, man. No, that's what's up. Eisen, you said something?
Yeah, I was gonna say you asked a comic book guy if he was purchasing.
Well, I just wanted
ground.
Well, I wanted him. Yeah, well, yeah, I wanted him to. Because remember last episode, I was like, oh, I wonder what he would think about the story. You remember? That's why I was.
I told you, I knew he would.
Well, you know, he might be picky about his comics. Huh?
No, Eisen had it right. Like I said, he knows. We talk all the time. I'm a historian, so whether I like it or not.
Okay, so definitely.
Yeah. I'm a historian, especially in the digital aspect, because like I said, I have physical copies, sure, but I keep digital copies of everything. I got stuff going all the way back to 1936. So, I in that respect, I'm a historian. So yeah, he was right. He knew I was going to do. Like I said, even the stuff I don't like, I have.
Mm-hmm. And before we get, because I want to get to your next article, what was your thoughts on the mayhem that DC's been going through this whole week with the 70% layoffs on HBO Max, the whole DC 10-year plan going on, Batgirl getting canceled? I mean, what's your thoughts on all this mayhem in DC, Lawrence? It's been a crazy week for DC.
Well, no, I mean, DC's not surprised. DC's not surprising to me that it's happening. I think what's surprising to me is the speed in which it's happening. Because we've seen this, like I said, this goes back all the way to 2015. If we had to narrow it down to when all this nonsense started in comics and how they started changing characters, it was pretty much 2015. And Zaslav, from what I know of his history, he doesn't suffer fools, if you understand what I'm saying. He doesn't suffer fools at all. He's decided what his vision is. He knows what he wants, and he came in and he's doing exactly what it should have been from Jump Street, the way it used to be before 2015. This ain't about your ideology. This is about whether or not we can make money. And when you have characters with that long of a history, that rich of a history, to suddenly throw them by the wayside because you want to cater to a group of people who barely make up 5% of the population, like I said, he's the right dude at the right time. So far, he's making all the right moves. Hopefully, he'll keep doing that. I know he grabbed one of the former executives who initially oversaw the MCU launch,
right?
As a consultant. So that gives that's a pretty decent sign. I would tell everyone else to be cautiously optimistic, because we've been here before where we've been promised something and we get a piece of it, and then after they get our money, they revert right back to the way it was before. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got on that. Now, as far as it goes for the article itself, look, this what can be said? It's stupid. We have to call it for what it is. It's stupid. And before anyone who might be hearing this gets all upset about, I'm ist or phobist or phobic or whatever they're calling people like me. Again, for the umpteenth time, I don't care about gay people. I don't care about drag queen people. I don't care about straight people. I care about good story. And there's nothing, there's nothing whatsoever you can tell me that making a series focus on a drag queen has anything to do with a story. It doesn't. It's ideological pandering. It's self-inserting. It's fan fiction. It's all the worst aspects of writing culture, in my opinion. So. Okay.
Also, quick question across the crew. Did everyone watch the Wakanda Forever trailer? Did everyone see that?
Oh, no! Crying out loud. yeah. I didn't make it through it.
Oh man. So what do y'all think? I mean, what do y'all think about the trailer? Are y'all hype for Namor and Shuri? We already know it's Shuri, so we already know. What do y'all think?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, yeah, I didn't make it through the first time. I didn't make it through the second time. I finally made it all the way through on the third time.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to clarify how that went.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, as Eisen will testify, I'm a purist. You know, I don't think attaching Namor to an Aztec philosophy or concept is. I don't think it's a good idea. I do understand why they do it because it's easier for people to relate to who aren't like us in the genre itself. You know, I mean, let's be honest. Right now, they're making movies for the general audience, not those of us who grew up on this or you know are like literally in the culture. Shuri, if that was her hand, I saw at the end flexing with the claws. That's not new. They did that in the comics actually. Didn't last long though, maybe a year. As far I'm not even really sure if it's going to work out because they had issues with the actress who was filming the part about her stance against all the
I'm
stuff going on.
questioning about the you know the jab and all that.
Yeah, I was trying to find it. I wasn't sure if we could say the word. That's why I was struggling. I couldn't tell. But yeah, she had issues with the jab and stuff. So I mean this might be her last film. I mean they had serious issues with her from the top down.
Mm-hmm.
As far as it goes for people, I think it was a stupid move to put her in there because look, like I said, the first movie was average to me. You know, I mean, everybody thinks it's this greatest thing ever done. To me, it's an average movie. Not good, not bad, just average.
Yeah.
But Chadwick being gone is a loss, no question to that.
Yeah. All right.
But the character is supposed to exceed the existence of the actor. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They could have got it. I would have preferred they got a different actor than going the route of the making it female. That's just my personal opinion.
Okay. Eisen, any thoughts on Wakanda trailer?
I did not see it. As I stated, anything dealing with Marvel and Disney, Star Wars, and all that, I'm pretty much tapped out. I don't really believe in it. I know they're pulling out trash. Only time I'm interested right now is if they do something with Spider-Man. Right now, Sony seems pretty confident in that. But other than that, the MC universe is trash, and I just can't do it.
It's funny. Okay, so it's funny you say that. So I want to also. Oh, but go ahead, Meg. I want to. What are your thoughts on the Wakanda trailer first? Before I move on, Meg, are you there?
I think my thoughts are going to be just reserved for now.
Okay.
I'll give them one thing: they did not tell the whole plot. They bombarded you with so much, like so fast. I kind of believe they kind of just threw you in the loop, which is good because some trailers you already be like, oh, why should I watch the movie? I already know what's gonna happen. But I was taken back a bit from the Aztec kind of thing going on there with Namor. But you know what? Hey, Disney is
So
you can almost see what Disney had its hands in.
So Wakanda Forever, that's a movie, right? That's not a TV show, right? Or is it a movie or a TV show? What one is it?
It's a movie.
Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
it's a movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
I mean, I would have preferred if they found a way to, I don't know. I mean, if you get the proper writers in, man, you could have found a way to bring Michael B. Jordan back, and he's trying to redemption, for losing his cousin, his brother, or whatever. I mean, you could have did anything, but like I said, the thing with Disney and Kevin Feige overseeing Marvel, because he said this himself in an interview a while back. It's not the MCU anymore; it's the MCU. And you could see it you could see it in the films. It's not me just saying it. You could literally see it in the films that have come out thus far.
Whether they're trying to build it up to actually have all women cast.
Right. I mean, we got Shang-Chi, but it was more about his sister and his mother, to be frank.
Yeah, that almost threw me off. It was like a lot.
The Eternals. I mean, that was predominantly women, and right after that was predominantly representation. Doctor Strange became more about Scarlet Witch than anything else, and I'm like, okay, well, she had her run in the Avengers, then she had her own TV show, and still you have to push her again in Doctor Strange. Even with the Spider-Man movie, and this goes back to what I was saying before about how they flip it on us. See, they bring us all back for nostalgia because they brought back Toby and Andrew, but if you really look at the underlying pinnings to the story, it was more about MJ and Aunt May. Everybody else were just players in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like I said, that's how they get us. They bring us in with nostalgia. They did it with the last Terminator movie, bringing Arnold back, and it sucked.
Yeah.
We went in there thinking we're gonna get a great movie. First thing they do is kill John Connor, and then immediately after that, it becomes all about the chicks. Like I'm supposed to believe that tiny little girl
You're
can hold
definitely right about that, and it almost kind of pisses me off a bit. Like why did they kill the male character off, and then they'd be like, oh, we got these cybernetically enhanced women now that that Reese was just a regular human, and then John Connor was, and then they threw it. You threw it for a lip and turned him into the actual bad guy.
And I'll tell you something else. I'll tell you something else about that last Terminator movie, and this shows the insidiousness of what they're doing. People complain about us that we don't like strong female characters, even though we all grew up with Ripley. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, we did, dude.
You know what I'm saying? And one of the most classics. I mean, one of the most classic female characters we loved was Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
And you see what they did to her in that last movie.
They turned her into a nut. They made her. Well, I mean, if you,
They turned her into a classic drunken post-wall broad. That's exactly what they did.
Yeah. But you know what? I had to take the psycho-ness out because everybody thought she was psycho, but the shit that she's seen is almost like, I mean, you would have some PTSD from knowing that the world is going to be annihilated like that. So I have to recant my statement on that one. But yeah, they did turn her into that, as you said.
Eisen, was you saying something?
Yeah, Eisen, you had something?
I was just gonna say you made a point that I was getting to. They always talk about wanting female characters and all that more, but the great female characters that they got that are compelling, and interesting, they shit on them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that goes back to
yeah, you're right.
It goes back to the actor in Mandalorian.
Ridiculous.
And then they kicked her ass off, and then they kept Reva and Obi-Wan. Let's not talk about that, though, so I don't rant. But yeah, next article. So Multiverse instantly smashes their record set for most played fighting game ever on the PC, more than 2 times over. So Multiverse is actually on Evo right now. The open beta officially launched to all earlier today. It looks like it's pretty successful out the gate. A Warner Bros. Platformer fighter instantly smashed the record just set in early access for the highest amount of players on PC ever by more than double. And then you could assume also, on consoles, there's probably a lot of people on there too. In the first day of open beta, Multiverses reached 144,000 players on average just on Steam alone, which is more than the highest peak Dragon Ball FighterZ, Brawlhalla, Guilty Gear Strive, and Mortal Kombat 11 ever reached on the platform as the next closest contender. The game's average player count going back to early access has also grown to 41,000 according to Steam charts. And let me see here what's the current number on them right now. So look at that. See, look at Evo. Look at what Evo did. Right now it's 86,000. It's crazy. So Multiverses is I guess Warner Bros got a dub here, right? So looks like yeah, okay, so that's, so shout out to them, right? Now what they could do, right? Just do what, usually most fighting games do, get some DLC, get some seasons in it, right? Add fucking Neo, because that's Warner Bros. Add anything, like get like a voter poll or a survey from fans to see what DLC they would like in the game or added characters, and do that shit, and you could make a bag. I mean, and also this is free to play as well, so it's not even it's not like a paywall. You could, of course, you can buy characters if you want, but you don't have to. So I thought that was lit. At least, although it is basically like a Smash Bros. It's clone, but just like the Nickelodeon one was. But this one, for some reason, is very successful. So maybe they figured out a formula and it worked. So hey, I'm gonna give it to them. Any quick thoughts on this one, Mega? Anything?
Last night, after I kind of was doing a little cleaning up around the place, I was like, okay, I'm gonna turn on the PS4, and I remember in the Discord someone mentioned multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, why not? So went on PS4, downloaded it. I gotta admit, for this to be a definitely a Smash Bros. Clone,
mm-hmm.
the fighting, the movement, everything, definitely smooth. But the fighting, the tactics are like just what one character could do, and I was just I just picked Shaggy. Like I was like, oh, why not?
Mm-hmm.
It's hilarious because one, some of the things that you've seen from him being in the cartoon is there,
mm-hmm.
but the sound and the smacks and just the I actually said, okay, now Shaggy is saying Shaggy, because he has like
that R
ability where he
power
goes like kind of super Saiyan.
Yeah, right. And he has like a damn he has like an uppercut, like a dragon punch, I think.
Yeah, he has a smooth uppercut.
Yeah, right.
But the voices and everything, I think this game is phenomenal, and it just looks really good.
Yeah, I played it for a little bit too. I mean, I had a good experience on it. Isaac, anything? I don't know if you played it.
No, I don't have anything on this one.
Okay. Lawrence, anything on Multiverses?
Nothing.
Okay. And dude, so Evo's still happening this weekend, man. I swear, we need a Tekken 8 trailer. Stop bullshitting. Put that shit out. I mean, Tekken 7 is cool, but it's old, man. Like, where's that Tekken 8 at? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's I can see why it's still long standing, but yeah, it could, they yanking our chain like Chainsaw Man.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and that before we get to the next article, anyone seen the new Chainsaw Man trailer that came out yesterday? Did you see it, Omega?
Yeah, it was good.
Shit was lit.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was a dope ass. Yo, who Mappa, who animated Villain Saga, man, dude, that shit looks good, man, dude. Like, is that how Denji transforms in the manga every time, like that?
Yeah, I believe that is how he transforms.
Man, that shit's brutal. That shit's brutal.
I haven't finished all of it yet, but yeah, the first transformation I've seen is kind of just like, ouch.
So if you missed it, join the Discord server. It's in the anime manga chat. Eisen, you see it? The Chainsaw Man trailer?
No, I haven't. I guess I have to try and check it out.
Okay, yeah, check it out. Lawrence, did you check it?
Nope.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to get everyone's thoughts on that if you did see it. So moving on. So Manga Up app by Square Enix released globally. So Manga Up is a app from Square Enix that has been released globally with 160 manga titles now available. New English translations include this case study of Vanitas, Goblin Slayer, and Final Fantasy Lost Stranger. Other popular titles that are included in the app are Full Metal Alchemist, Soul Eater, and others. Says the app will provide readers with the largest installments of ongoing manga titles right after their Japanese release. The app will be available globally outside of Japan and works with both Android and iOS. So, says the app was first launched in 2017 in Japan and has amassed over 19 million users. Wow, that's a lot. Nice. And is one of Square Enix platforms for the manga. It's manga imprint Gagan Comics. Okay, so shout out to Square Enix, man. So for people who are manga readers out there, you have another option, or maybe you already know about this one since it came out in 2017. I'm not a manga reader, but for the manga readers, hey, I mean, you have other options, and I'm sure you you guys be reading your mangas on websites anyway. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know if y'all care to read them on your phone and stuff. Do y'all do that, Manga or Ice?
Well, in LA, I mean, you can go purchase them downtown Tokyo, but they be kind of expensive. But I usually on the phone is the best to go. So
okay, Ice, anything on this one?
No, because I haven't read it. So
okay, and this wanted to show you guys Thor: Love and Thunder now has almost 672,000 a box office. Isn't that crazy?
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Go ahead, Lawrence.
The other one before that about the app.
Yeah, what about that?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, how does that app relate to the Shonen Jump app? Is it the same company, two different companies, competition?
I think it's competition. Because this is directly from Square Enix.
yeah, if it's Square Enix, they're probably gonna give different, like maybe most popular titles first. If I'm correct.
Okay.
Because a lot of Square
Alright,
Enix games do kind of revolve around animes too.
Yeah, this is straight competition.
Because I know Shonen Jump is the big boy on the block. So
yeah, Weekly Shonen. Yeah, that's the big boys. Yep.
I guess targeting my back guy. So
yeah.
All right, cool. That's all I had. I just wanted to, before you jumped into the Thor thing.
So yeah, it's almost getting at 700 worldwide, which I'm kind of shocked because it wasn't that good. So, what do y'all think about the numbers from Thor 4 here? Any thoughts?
People will buy into established trash. That's what I think.
Okay. Yeah, right.
People bought into them last 3 trash Star Wars movies that I don't even like mentioning.
Yeah, right.
They went to see it just because it exists. So people are stupid and they're gonna do stupid stuff.
That sums it up.
I believe it's making so much money because it's a redemption story.
Okay.
It's something where they wanted to see that, Thor's pretty popular as a character. So, I just think it's also the impact of his girl being worthy of the hammer too. So you know how that goes. So
what do you think, Lawrence, on this number? Are you surprised at all?
Yes and no. No, because I agree with what Eisen said. People will buy into it no matter what. Especially when it's one of those situations, and this is why I think it helped the numbers got the way they did, because there's no other game in town. You know what I mean? There's nothing else for them to go see, nothing else for them to go watch. Of course, they're going to watch the movies because they want to see the end, to see what that builds up for the next thing, and they hope and pray that as they sat through this, it'll be worthy for the next movie. You know, the usual stuff. As to why, why I do see it got that way is because, in all honesty, that number means nothing. In comparison to what Marvel movies have made in the past, that's pennies. That's pennies. And I don't think, usually in order to break even, you have to do 3 times whatever the movie cost. So technically, that number should be them breaking even. So it's not successful. There's no profit.
This reminds me of Morbius. Poor Morbius.
Yeah.
But Golden Eagle, you had a question about How does this compare with Eternals? Just to bring up the numbers for Eternals. Eternals right now is at 400 million. Yeah, I mean, you could just, that's just 400 solid. I mean, which is not really good at all. So definitely to make a profit. I'm trying to think. What did I like more? Go ahead.
Like I said a few minutes ago when we were talking about the last thing, the only movies in this phase that have been successful is Doctor Strange and Spider-Man, and it's for the same reason I said before: nostalgia. Spider-Man brought back all the other Spider-Mans. Doctor Strange brought back Professor X, Black Bolt, etc. It's nostalgia, man. That's the only way you're gonna get people to come in and spend money like that.
Okay, that's true. Oh, well, so
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Even with the Thor movie, and at the end of Avengers Endgame, he's supposed to be traveling with the Guardians of the Galaxy. I think they were barely in this film, like maybe 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's like the first like 10 minutes and they're gone, pretty much.
Yeah, and the characters were written out of the normal capacity of their representation. I mean, I look, as far as I can, Tahiki Wakiti or whatever his name is, he's a hack. He's J.J. Abrams, man, and he's J.J. Abrams in a minority body. That's all. I'm sorry, man. Man. I'm sorry, man. They're hacks, man. They're hacks.
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah. Oh man. All right. Man, I'm glad you're on this episode, Lauren. Whew, okay.
Well, I'm sorry.
It's good. It's good.
I didn't mean to hurt nobody's feelings.
No, we need that. That's good. So more, like I said, this is a whole DC like version of the episode, man. So more DC, but more on the good side. So Warner Bros. Announced a whole slate of future animated films at CD Comic-Con with a panel for Green Lantern. So let's see. So the first one was Battle of the Super Sons was announced at DC Fandom last year. Oh no, let me go here. After premiering the new Green Lantern movie for attending fans the convention, Gary spoke on what they can expect in the future. CVR was present for the panel where Meryl Renew mentioned announced projects like Batman and Superman, Battle of the Super Sons, RW by X Justice League. Really? Okay, crossover. And both revealing the following film titles: Batman: The Doom That Came to Gotham, Legion of Superheroes, and Justice League World. Wow. Okay. So those are some upcoming DC films coming out. I have no idea what like the comic book side of it. I'm sure Lawrence and Eisen might, even Manga might. But like I said before, animated DC films I think are pretty enjoyable for the most part. They're not all perfect. But comparing that to the live action stuff, I mean, I think most people on the anime side are probably more fulfilled, I guess. But what do y'all think? Go ahead, Eisen. You can go first.
Well, I guess I don't know, man. It's funny. I don't know. I'm just at the point where I just don't expect too much right now. I'm just waiting to see what happens. You just really can't expect too much.
Okay. Lawrence, what do you think about some of these new animated movies being announced?
Half of them will do decent. The other half are going to be straight shit.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I did not care about the Catwoman film. I didn't even watch it. I didn't care about it.
Yeah, I know. Same thing. I haven't watched it. Okay, here's the thing about DC and Marvel. And the only reason I'm using this as an analogy is because it goes quite well with this topic. Look, somehow along the way, Marvel became the leader in live action representation of their characters. But one thing DC has always had is they've always done animation better than Disney, which is a weird thing to say because Disney is supposed to be about animation. But as far as it goes for their superhero animated universes, DC has always been the better of the two. And I think that whoever's running the joint, from Zaslav on down, it would probably be better right now if they focused on theatrical releases of their stuff in animation. Because if you can make the money you did off of Lego, Imagine what would happen if you brought back the Justice League we all knew when we were younger. Imagine what would happen if you put the top artists that we've seen on certain movies that were really good instead of this hack-eyed kind of look, because Catwoman movie, the animation looks one way, Batman looks another way, Green Lantern looks another.
Yeah.
Get it together, streamline it, get all the same way, like I said, with the universe we had, when we were younger with the Justice League. Because you only had when we were younger, there was only two types of animation for DC. It was the Justice League and it was the Teen Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the two anime styles we had. And of course, the last one fell more into the manga aspect. For those of us who were really big on that, we got a treat. But if you get those storylines back online, and you start bringing stuff in back and streamlining it back to something similar to that, to start releasing in theatrical stuff, you'll make money. And you use that money to go do what you're supposed to do, to afford to be able to do the live action stuff. Because, like I said, DC's always been better at animation than Marvel. At least for their superheroes, that is. Like I said, that's a weird thing to say out loud. But like I said, most of it, because I'm gonna tell you right now, as far as I'm concerned, Beware My Power, I'm absolutely sure that they're gonna cut Jon Stewart. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. They're gonna cuck him. I'm telling you.
I'm definitely gonna try to. Hopefully we can cover that. I definitely plan on watching it, probably just online or something. Hopefully it comes out on HBO Max. We could just do a watch party, but I definitely want to review it. Well, at least a panel review if we can all see it whenever we can. But go ahead. Anything else, Lawrence?
Yeah, like I said, man. If I'm telling you, if they go back, like I said, if they just split it in two, like they did before, and you take all the young teenage heroes, and you put the young ones in that Teen Titans kind of animation, and then you take the teenage ones and you do it in the animation style of Young Justice, and then you bring the adults back to the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, they're gonna make bank. I'm telling you. And like I said, you get the right writers and you get the right stories, they're gonna make bank. Don't let somebody come in and do Hush and then turn out the bad guy is really the Riddler. That's stupid stuff. Catwoman, stupid stuff. Just those three, man. I'm telling you, they'll make loot.
Yeah, Batwoman.
Because nobody on the panel and nobody in the chat is gonna disagree with me. Those are the three best animation styles they've ever had.
Yeah, hands down. Manga, what do you think about the movies that got announced or are coming?
I mean, it just looked really promising. The style and the artwork, the shading and the color. I mean, I was really taken back. It looks like they're introducing the Green Lantern, but the what is it? Maybe Lawrence knows. What's the African American one? Is that how? That's not how Jordan is.
That's Jon Stewart. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. They're gonna cuck him. I'm telling you, they're gonna cuck him in the movie. I'm telling you.
That sucks because it looks really good. But
right. Looks great.
I like the from the standpoint of just I don't know, the art form itself. I'm thinking, but the movie, it from just the trailer alone, it looks really good. I would definitely be giving that a look.
For real.
Yeah, but you can't trust trailers, they're
That's
always
true.
going to give you the best. They're always going to give you the best parts up front that have nothing to do with the movie, and those scenes don't even show up in them. So.
Yeah, like Venom 2 gave you the whole movie in the trailer. Yeah, like that.
Well,
yeah, I remember.
You do say that they're gonna slide some in because I won't go too much in detail, but that slide thing is what we see a lot with African American characters.
Well, okay.
You guys are actually gonna witness that if you check out Sandman.
Well, let me just.
It made me feel like, oh, here we go.
Oh, go ahead, Lawrence. What were you saying, Lawrence?
Yeah, just let me say this because I know you want to move to the next topic. I want you to keep it in your mind in this perspective. We've just spent a decade almost of them ignoring Jon Stewart, and all we got was Hal Jordan. Even though everybody's Green Lantern, with the exception of me, was Jon Stewart. Right. So they ignored him. Now all of a sudden, out of somewhere, they want to bring him in. Now, in addition to bringing him in, you got to understand, Jon Stewart represents everything against what the current market is. He's a Marine.
Yeah.
Or a cop in the other ones, I think, too.
Yeah, wasn't he?
No, that's Guy Gardner. Guy Gardner.
Okay.
Yeah, Guy Gardner. They changed him to be a cop. He was
That's
actually
why-
a gym teacher.
You
Yeah, he
know
was
what's
actually a gym
crazy
teacher before.
is that they make Guy Gardner a dick. Like, but his whole like,
Well,
you know,
that's,
like,
his head, that's because of his head injury. But
okay, great.
Yeah, he wasn't originally like that. But like I said, you know, he's a Marine, he's a man's man. Everything about Jon Stewart runs contrary to what they currently like to put out in characters. I'm sorry, I don't think this is going to be good. They're going to cuck him.
Ah, man.
And I haven't seen anything different that they haven't done now. With characters like him.
DC's capable of doing anything at this point, based on but on their track record. I mean, the best strategy is just to don't expect shit. Sadly, we have to just go with that. All right. And what's going on, Zone? So see you in the chat. What's going on, Zone? Our Asian otaku there. What's going on, the specialist? Our jungle otaku from the jungle and shit. What's going on? All right. So DSX Radio Studio, reportedly wants to do what Cyberpunk couldn't. So the team behind DSX, great games by the way, DSX Human Revolution and DSX Mankind Divided, want to bring the series back and show up CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk 2077. The DX series is one of the most beloved sci-fi cyberpunk game franchise out there, and really found a lot of love with its most recent games. Both games were received quite well by critics. Both Square Enix was supposedly unhappy with the sales of the last game. EDO's Montreal assuring fans that DSX wasn't dead. The developer went to work on other games, such as Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, which the sales of that game didn't do too well, although I really enjoyed that game, by the way. If you can get it for a good deal on Steam, like maybe $10-20 or on console, I think it's worth playing at least once, but sadly the sales of the Guardians game did not do quite well. So yeah, they want to pretty much compete with Cyberpunk. I think they're capable of doing it. I think a new DXX game on PC consoles, I mean, with a good story and gameplay just like the other ones, I think would do great. Human Revolution was extremely addicting, as well as Mankind Divided, which I had really no problem with. I thought it was a good game, but I guess people were buying it. I don't know. It could have been during the slot where it came out, but great games. I think they can do it, but with the gaming industry, once again, talk is cheap, and with actions, then we can judge. Because you can tell us you want to do better, but until you actually do it and put it out, then we don't have to believe whatever you say. You could say whatever you want on an article or interview. Don't mean shit in the game industry. So I thought this was an interesting article. Lawrence, anything thoughts on this?
I got nothing with the exception of your last two sentences. I agree 100% with.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, like I try to tell people all the time, this is not just a comic book thing. This is not just a movie thing. This is not just an animation thing, man. We're getting attacked on all the stuff we love. So yeah. That's all I got. Yeah.
Yeah, and it sucks like it has to be that way, but it's true. Literally, comics, gaming, movies, shit, maybe the manga side too. We're all getting dealing with bullshit on all sides of the shit. So like I said, keep your hands on your wallet and just don't be spamming your money and shit before you see the actual product. They don't count trailers and shit. The actual physical product.
Yeah. That's all you can do. It's unfortunate, but no, they dogged all of us out, man. First they came for the comics, then they came for the games, then they came for the movies, man. They screwed all of us, man. This ain't you can't even say it's personal. They got all of us.
This ain't personal, man. That's the fucker we deal with. Mega, what do you think about DSX potentially trying to be better than the next, make it their own Cyberpunk or whatever on the next one?
Much to say on this. yeah, I guess may the best winner have the best tag. But Deus Ex, the series, it's a good game.
It was crazy fun, man.
You know what? It was. I like to always say it really puts you into a very choice and decision making thing. Like, what was more important to your play style? So I really do like that. But on the other hand, Cyberpunk, it just they gotta climb. They got a mountain to climb there.
You know, that's a good point, because Deus Ex gameplay between like stealth and action, or just like outright just shoot 'em up. I mean, it is a big difference compared to Cyberpunk. Like Cyberpunk, you could just get away with anything, but in Deus Ex, I mean, stealth is
you really
stealth.
had to kind of be technical and tactical with the decisions that you made. So yeah.
Okay, Isaac, what do you think? You think they can do it, or are you just talking shit?
Well, talk is cheap. That's what I think. And I never actually played the first one, so.
Oh shit! You need to check that shit out.
Well, we'll see what happens. Is it on Steam?
Yeah, it's on Steam.
Okay, we'll think about it.
Yeah. You might get a deal. Usually there's a deal on it, so yeah, you could probably get it for cheap. All right, and last article on the rapid fire. So I thought this was interesting. I thought this was a very interesting, because actually currently I'm re-watching Punisher. I don't know, that show is so damn good. So ironically, they had an article about Punisher too. So the Punisher is no Daredevil, and there's no place for him in the MCU. Right? So they're basically going about telling, they're saying like he's a serial killer, and he kills people. And especially with what's going on in the real world, like this would he doesn't fit the MCU. He's violent, and all these other things. That's pretty much what they're saying about the character Frank Castle, and that his place in the MCU just wouldn't make sense. It also mess up some of the canon story in the MCU already with New York and stuff like that. I think this is more of a political side influence article from this person. I mean, I think it could be done, but I guess the problem would be blood and stuff like that. He's gunning dudes down like crazy in a Netflix show, but that's what he does in the comics, right? I don't even read it, but I'm guessing that's what he does. But once again, great actor, but I don't know what they're gonna do with Punisher. I thought they were gonna do some type of new series on Disney Plus with him, but maybe not tied to the MCU. But then with the recent, Daredevil coming into the MCU with She-Hulk and stuff like that, it's like, well, crap, what do you do with characters like Luke Cage? Iron Fist is irrelevant. that they messed that one up. But what you do with Jessica Jones and people like the Punisher actor, right? What do you do with them? But they're making the case that he's too violent. Jessica Jones, I guess, would be easy because she just fights people, and Luke Cage just punches people, so they're easy. But Punisher actually kills people. But I thought that was interesting. I think like this guy who wrote this article, maybe he doesn't like Punisher, or this is like a political based article. Trying to just hate on Punisher. What do y'all think, Eisen? What do you think?
I think it's stupid to be complaining about it. This is what the character is. What he's known for. Complaining about. This is what he does. And you were able to make money off of it. Oh well.
And here's another thing: if you're gonna have, you don't want Punisher in the MCU, but you're gonna have Deadpool in the MCU, and he kills people. So, what about that, right? But right. I mean, and anything else, Eisen? Go ahead.
Oh no, that's it.
Okay, Amiga, what do you think about Punisher not being in the MCU, but Deadpool can? You there, Omega? I can't hear you. Oh shit! I can't hear you, bro.
I heard him for a split second.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it's kind of boring a bit.
Okay, are you?
Okay, there you go.
I can hear you now. You can go ahead.
Like, I didn't know if I was next or whatnot.
Oh no, you're good. We can hear you now.
Okay. So, yeah, my take on it is just, I don't know. So how can they not have any room for or no place for him in the MCU? That's like iconic anti-hero, Punisher. Like, definitely is a lot of place in the MCU for him. So.
Okay. Lawrence, what do you think?
Okay, first, the hell with CBR.
Yeah, right.
Pox on them and their ancestors. Here's the problem with the Punisher. First of all, Disney doesn't want to come across as being an overly violent production company. That's number one. Number two, the fact that he kills has no bearing on the MCU because we've seen Scarlet Witch, Captain America, and Hawkeye do it. So please spare me. The other thing is that it's an ideological thing because this actually didn't start because of the TV character. It started because of the comic character. People started complaining because his symbol of the skull was being tattooed on police officers, firemen, yada yada, everybody they considered to be quote unquote racists. And so in the comics, they literally changed the symbol and changed his purpose of existence in the Marvel universe in the comics. Now what they're trying to do is they're trying to drag that into the TV and movie version. That's all this is, man. It's ideology, man.
Yeah, I think it is BS. Like you said, those other characters, Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch, I mean, and it sucks because we had something great on this show, and then it's like, even if you don't use the same actor, fine, but still, it's still cool to have a character like this in the MC would be cool, but yeah, it's just using excuses and stuff. I mean, like I said, you're gonna have Deadpool. I mean, what the hell? And I mean, he was extremely violent in his movies, so I guess they're gonna nerf him too. I guess he's gonna get nerfed to Disney nerfed in a bit.
Well, we got to remember there's a difference between violence and killing. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
We've seen the MCU. We've seen every character be violent, but only a select few have actually killed. And that's why I called them out. Hawkeye, Black Widow, Captain America. I mean, Captain America killed like in his first freaking movie. As well as Peggy. I mean, it was a war movie for crying out loud. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, even fucking Hulk. Hulk's probably had a lot of casualties. They just don't show it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm saying with the three that I said, they've actually shown those casualties.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So the fact that he kills people it's a bullshit answer. They're just trying to find a way to appease people as to why. But like I said, the truth of the matter is it's ideological. Like I said, a whole bunch of people on Twitter started complaining about cops and firemen and other people, yada yada, having his tattoo. It can't be that they just love the character. It's just that they got to be racist, yada yada yada. And like I said, in the comics, they changed the emblem. They changed his purpose in the comics, and then, like I said, they're just trying to bleed that out. Now that they got away with that, they're going to see if they can change the trajectory of the TV and film version. That's all this is, man. That's all, like I said, people, nobody kills. We've seen people kill. Hell, we've seen them killing Eternals for crying out loud.
Yeah, man, and that's a good point. I mean, Wolverine killed. Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, and didn't two people get killed in Shang-Chi? And Wanda killed a whole crap load of people in Doctor Strange on screen. So what are we talking about?
Yeah, that's true, man. It's just excuses at this point.
Yep.
Man, I don't like that shit, man. And we'll see what they do with fucking Wolverine. I don't know what the fuck fucking Disney's gonna do with that shit when they bring X-Men into it. But good point, Gold Eagle, on Wolverine. And Zone says Deadpool was funny. But all right, man. So this was episode.
Yeah.
Okay. So this was episode 18 of Otaku Jump Podcast. Episode 19 will be on most likely the 20th. So we'll see you in briefly in the middle of August. hopefully we will have some more news for you guys. Of course, you can check the other formats in the description: Spotify, Google Podcast, Stitcher, and Anchor, and join the Discord server for watch parties, gameplay, and different chats and all sorts of stuff on the Discord server, and to keep updated with the channel and the podcast. So shout out to my crew, shout out to y'all in the chat, and shout out to Dorian and Gold Eagle for the super chats. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the support. We'll see you guys on the middle of August. Have a good, safe weekend, and be safe. Peace out.
Thanks everybody for coming.
Come back or with your souls.
Later, everybody.
Shalom.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, "You there, I sit in judgment of you"?
Riddle me this. But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Hadouken!
What are you going to do, Space Ghost? I'm combining the stun ray with the force energy power.
Your soul is mine.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
Or the stone pudding or something. I mix up some herbs and I come up with a dandy glass of this bicarbonate of fig leaf.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.